And if Adele can just introduce herself and just tell us quickly a little bit about herself so that everybody from Inspire Elsie's Radio can get to know her.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure and it's an honor to be on Inspire Elsie's radio station this morning. My name is Adele Campbell. I'm a proud product of Lavender Hill. I am working at an organization called Rise Above Development in Lavender Hill, short for RAD. I am currently the general manager at RAD, a battlefield, but now a youth oasis of hope and a place of learning and empowerment for young people. I am not a new kid on the block. I've been living my entire life in Lavender Hill, and I'm quite aware of my surroundings, and I'm quite familiar with the challenges I hold in Lavender Hill. And as I said, we are a place of hope. In Lavender Hill, this was once a battlefield where people shoot every day, bodies lies on the field. But ever since our center is up and running, none of these things happened. It's been eradicated. That is who I am. We originally came from Crawford, and was one of many families who was forcefully removed with the group act onto the Cape Flats, and namely a place called Lavender. That is where I found myself when I opened up my eyes at 2 years old. I found myself in Lavender Hill.
Hmm. So tell us about when the organization started and the progression from that. How did you tackle the issues that you face in Lavender Hill?
Our organization started in 2020. A group of people from England came to Lavender and say, what value, what can we do for Lavender? And then the late Turner, one of ex-prisoners, he was in Four Corners, tell these people this field, if something can be done on this field, a safe haven for our children, it will at least eradicate gangsterism. It will at least minimize gangsterism, and we can try and save some youth by stating what our mission is. Our mission is to create a safe space for the youth of Lavender Hill, a place to learn and play through creative expression. We hope to alleviate the trauma and create a better and a brighter future for the youth of this beautiful community called Lavender Hill. That is basically what our mission in Lavender Hill is.
So the organization's name is Rise Above Development.
That's correct, ma'am.
So tell us, what programs do you offer for the youth? What holiday programs? How can they get involved? Because say you're youth now in Lavender Hill and you haven't heard of Rise Above Development in hulle now Adele is op radio. We need to contact Adele. How do we get hold of her? What do you offer for the community? So if the youth want to get involved and hulle wil nie op straat sit nie, hulle wil nie niks heeldag doen nie, if they come to you, what happens?
Right. In the morning we help our youth that is out of school with CVs. We help them with job readiness. A lot of kids doesn't have facilities to do things online, right? In the morning we do a little bit social ills. We have our senior clubs. That's in the morning from every Monday from 10 o'clock until say just before 2 o'clock. That is when our day officially then really starts. We have got aftercare program. We have the various programs that we give. It's education. Under the education banner, we do reading, we do homework, we do pure maths with them. We've got a retired teacher who does the reading with our kids, because it is actually sad to see at the age of 11 years old, our children cannot read. Grade 7, they cannot read. And that is where we start with one of the major problems. Then they start to drop out of school because they're not ready for high school as of yet. So that is what we did. We called on the community, where community engagement came in. En sê vir die ou mense, kon jy help lees man? Laat ons die kinders help lees. If you don't know what to do, come help and read. So we have the whole week one of our programs that's compulsory is reading every day. The kids read. From
Oh,
our program starts every afternoon from 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock. Most of our kids arrive until 2 till 2:30. Two the half hour they play a little from 3 till 4. Our program starts. Then we have art on a Tuesday and a Friday. We have art on Monday and Wednesday we have yoga, we have recording, and as I said, the reading is every day of the week. On a Friday we have sports, we have a netball, we have soccer because we have a netball league partnering with in our area, which started through our organization where we have 7 netball clubs who play Sunday league. They are affiliated to the Western Province Club. So on a Friday we have a coach here called Avila, one of our coaches. Then she will come in and then she will recruit. So if you live near to one of the netball clubs, you automatically will join that club. So through that, all the netball clubs will be fed. Then we have our community gardens where our children assist with gardening. They have been taught how to work in a garden, how to respect our garden. Um, we do reading with them. We do pure maths with them. That is basically what we offer to our younger children. Then also what we also give and do is our matriculants. Many homes it's overcrowded. There's too many people in one house. They can come and study here. They can do their homework here. They form matric groups. They're in groups where they form groups and study groups. Yeah, we're still hoping. Somebody promised us to give us computers so that these kids can do more research and obviously, as you have seen, what the achievement at Lavender High was this year was 84.9% that the school has, and I think that was tremendous through the gun violence, through everything what all the challenges our community has. Our children still produce good
persevering.
results.
Yes. Much
And then also
appreciated. Yes, go on.
some of our children lives in informal settlements, and then we give them matric balls here. Then they have the matric balls here and whatever. So that is what we basically. So the idea of the center idea is it's a community center. So
Mm.
everybody is welcome. We have a crusade, a 10 crusade on our field for a week where there's a 10 crusade. People coming from all over the whole community, and I mean, without God, we know we cannot do things, and we cannot cope, we cannot achieve without God. One of the things that we cannot do.
Mm. The Lord is good. So we have to welcome Nadia. Nadia Tony Jacobs. This is our slot together. And welcome, Nadia. She's our
Thank
resident.
you, Ilham.
Mhm.
Thanks so much.
Um, so how important do you think it is to have such centers in our communities, Nadia?
Ilham, our children, especially in our bigger satellite areas, our children are exposed to so much, the poverty line, the warfare that goes on, um, drugs, everything. So I think it's imperative for each community to have like a board, for example, that runs facilities such as community halls, um, yeah, community halls, for example. And Adele, from what I was told, and I just spoke to her recently, she's busy with the community development, and there's quite a few areas there are development, and especially for the younger ones. The older ones are harder to teach, but the younger ones can be molded quicker because of the way they want to learn and develop. And also, remember that we're born into a social environment that teaches us, and that makes up your core belief system.
Mm.
So having children, taking them away from what they're exposed to every day and exposing them to newness and showing them, you know what, through maybe experiential learning, that there is a way to develop and grow on a healthy way or in a healthy way. And that also causes good mental health as well.
Mm. Yeah, because Adele was telling us now earlier about all the programs that they offer. And we also have something similar to that in Elsie's River, the Icon Center, where you can go and you can sit there and you can use the computer labs and you can use the facility.
Mm,
Like, because there are so much youth that sit on the street and they really don't have anything to do, or they don't have motivation, or they don't have guidance, because you don't always get that at home. So, Adele, when children like that come into your center, what is the first thing that you do? Do you like screen them? Like, or is everyone just welcome to come in at any time? And like, what times are you open and what times do you close?
We do, definitely we do screen them because for me it's very important to work with the parent as well. Right? Once we have the
mm,
buy-in of the parent, the school, because we've got the relationship with our neighboring schools, Lavana, Prince George, Hillwood, all these neighboring schools. We've got the relationship with these schools and we've got the relationship with the parents. So when they come in, we screen them first. And also there's, as I said, we've got the retired teacher to say om te sien wat is hulle IQ,
Mm.
hoe ver is hulle gevorder. So then we will know how to deal and how to work with them. Like I said earlier on, everybody's welcome in our center. Currently, we have 152 registered children on our database. So these kids comes regularly every day after school. Our youngest is 7 years old. Our youngest is 6 years old. It's a great or young boy. Our age group would age from 6 years until 18. And even our after school learners, it's always coming back for CVs, for helping, assisting with putting them into EFT colleges and stuff like that. So to us, a child is very important. I mean, we cannot say, we cannot be selective with who we want to work and who not, because we want to make that change, and we want that RAD to be that change in that child's life. And so listen here, we will make you ready out there for the world out there. That little skills that you will be taught here, doing some gardening, assist with some, maybe some painting with the with our janitor, carrying chairs around, just to show the world out there there's something better, instead of adding to gangsterism and become another number, another statistic after a while. Because as you've seen these couple of months, what Lavender has been through, it's like young children that died, they're not even 15 years old. And our latest young man was 13 years old, who they brutally shot. So our center, like I said, it's an honor battlefield. It's a youth center. It's a youth development. We want to develop these kids and say, I want to become a lawyer one day. I want to become a doctor. I want to become a physician. I want to become a civil engineer. So that is basically what we want to. And also one of our core functions and things is that these kids doesn't know how to tell stories. They don't know where they're really coming from. That's why we've got an elderly support based system where the seniors will do the storytelling, telling where history comes from. So our main aim is to minimize. We won't say we will eradicate or get rid of gangsterism. I mean, if all of us do a little part, we might minimize, and even at a while say gangsterism dies out. But it takes a village. It takes a village to raise a child. So the onus is not only on
and
RAD, but on the community itself. So that is basically what we stand for. To help, to assist, to nurture, to empower, and to make them ready for the big world out there.
Yeah, I think
Adele, can
yes, go ahead, Nadia.
I just wanted to ask Adele something that's just come to me. So I hear a lot of empowerment, and I simply love that because we cannot give up on our children. So what happens in a case where um, uh, kids, a parent of a child that comes to you is a gangster? Is do you guys have something whereby these children can be debriefed and maybe input on how to manage the emotions. And then the other question was, what happens if children now they've built up a relationship with different members in the community hall and or the empowerment project that you have, and they come forward and they say that, just for example, they're going through sexual abuse. Are you guys in any way equipped to handle that?
We to make referrals. We've got we work hand in hand with various similar departments. We've just stepped it, knock on UCT's doors to send the 50 students to do the practical at the center. So we await an answer. But then when we have such matters, we will do referrals. As I said earlier on, we work hand in hand with our schools, with a similar organization that does the same. So that help is much needed as I'm not sure whether you guys are familiar that any time of the day shootings happening. So
Yes.
our kids are so traumatized. That's why we have one of our programs that we have is it's yoga, where they have been taught to relax and to calm all these calm methods and whatever. So yeah, we will make referrals. We constantly in contact with DSD. On the 20th, we'll have a huge meeting at DSD itself. Lavender has 6 social workers, which they normally send on a Wednesday, where we will make our referrals to. Currently, we don't have a social worker on board. We have an auxiliary social worker on board who will assist on certain days. Then we've got a gentleman of second chances who deals with our drug dealings, our certain trauma issues he will deal with. So for now, currently, we will make referrals until we can afford a social worker that's full time on our premises. Or if there's any help out there, if somebody's willing to do our trauma, who's willing to sit 2 or 3 days physically on our center, it will be a great help. Yeah, much
Mm.
better.
Okay.
Can you just say that question again?
I was saying that Alexis River is very similar to Lavender Hill, in terms of gang violence, in terms of gun violence. So when there is gun violence happening in Lavender Hill, because you had an incident now recently where a 13-year-old child lost their life, a boy child.
Yeah,
So how do you manage that? And is it similar to how it works in different areas where there's like a high and then a low, or is it like a constant battlefield where you're always having to live around such people?
constantly. You see, the worst part of Lavender is it's just
Yeah, I'm
a
not
road.
sure if you can hear me, but the connection
Okay,
Can you hear me?
I think we lost Nadia, but you can carry on with what the status quo is in Lavender Hill.
The status quo level is it's just a road that separates gangsterism. So it's every day. It's the status quo every day. You walk in fear. You live in danger.
Sure.
Um, and in our case in Lavendale, shootings can happen any time of the day. Like that boy just came innocently out of his house, and then he took a simple walk to just to go and do his hair and the drive-by shooting. You know, it's scary and it's fearful for our kids. I mean, in our time and age, we only used to play, eat, and go to school. But nowadays, kids live permanently in fear. That's why we've brought in yoga to assist. To assist maybe to alleviate at least some part of trauma. So yeah, so
So
we
you've been
have a lot
working
of
for years in this area where you're trying to help youth development. Is there like a what is like would be one of the strongest factors why there is so much gangsterism in Lavender Hill? Is it poverty? Is it
it's
not lack of
poverty.
love at
Yeah,
home?
it's definitely poverty, unemployment, single parent. A lot of kids from single parents or live with the grannies. So these factors add all to gangsterism. And then I can say thank you to RAD, because in this regard, we find a method, we find out, like through skills development programs, job readiness and CV writings, small business and internship guidance, access to education and after school support for children, even a food support for basic needs assistance, and then community partnerships to create employment pathways. That is basically what is RAD for. And then also, if you can look at the relief side of it, yes, we will give clothing. If we do get donations in clothing, we will donate. We will do referrals to social services, like I said earlier on. Counseling, emotional support, we will assist with. RAD is currently a safe space for children and families. Even our seniors took the liberty of joining RAD and start as a seniors group. There's crisis response in community support networks. We will quickly, when the horse is on, or even as we currently sit and speaking, shots goes off, right? And then we will have to be on the line. So listen here, it's just eat and go, or parents can pick up your kids, and that is a nice part where we have a communication a stream with our parents. We've got a group, we've got a parent group where we communicate constantly with the parents what is happening in the area. Some parents will say, "Be careful here, be careful there." So they have also took the initiative of saying we need to buy into RAD. We need to be form part, because that is where our kids goes. That is where our kids are safe for a couple of hours. And you know, sometimes in the evening after we our center close at 5. Sometimes we need to say it's 5 o'clock. You need to go, guys. Then we're here at 6 o'clock with them. So because they know for now in the area, RAD is the only safe space now.
Sure.
Currently, it's our only safe space, and that is actually sad.
I want to touch on what Nadia was
Mm.
asking, like if a child comes from a gangster family, but have you ever had the case where a child was a gangster or involved in gangs and they decided to turn their life around? And I mean, you saying like it happens with 13, 14-year olds, and that is very young. Have they ever come to you to ask for help? And then what does that
Not
situation look
yet.
like?
Not yet. Not yet. You see, the thing is our we normally recruit our immediate school leavers, right? That's normally comes us in. But kids of the gangsters, children do attend here. And
Mm.
we are so blessed for the fact that our center, nothing bad ever happened to our center, because these kids, their kids are attending our after school programs, and they're quite happy here. You see, they're happy. And the worst part of it is, like, it's different gangs, children, but they don't fight with one another inside the center, because there's rules, there's policies that govern these kids once they are on our premises.
Tell us some about the rules and the policies that you have.
Our rules with our kids is what we've done with our kids is, we draw the rules where they was involved up in the rules. Simple, just simple rules. No swearing, no fighting on our premises, no being nasty with one another, no stealing stuff. The little things, because I mean we cannot bombard these kids with such big things, because they're already living in fear, and it's sad when gunshots go off. It's a hospital alweer, that type of thing. So yeah, just to make it a simple place, a fun place, a happy place, and most of all, a place to be safe for that few hours when they're at the center with us.
Nadia, do you have anything to say?
I'm just kind of going back. So, Ilham, I told you when I was stationed at Steamboat Six, I fell in love with Lavender Hill and the people in Lavender Hill and the biggest steamer gang in India. And I remember being at the community center in Steamboat. I had these couple of kids and this young boy was about 11, 12 years old. And the gist of the story was that he basically reigned over a couple of other kids. And like he was taught in gangsterism, he then drove his power over those kids. And he's got a biblical name. But I remember I had never ever seen such coldness in a 12-year-old child. I had never seen it. He was a growing psychopath, basically. And understandably, he was exposed to gangsterism, severe gangsterism. And when kids of that age and they start noticeably um, showing certain things that's not governed by an average child, um, there's a complete shift in the mind to be able to have a set of cold eyes and you just know that person is looking at you. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced it, but to have an experience where somebody is looking at you and there's no remorse. There is absolutely no remorse. And I wondered that day I spoke to him and I wondered, where are you going to end up? And it wasn't a couple of years after that he actually ended up in the camp. But this is why it's so important for people like Adele and others to create movements. And that is exactly what it is. It's a movement where you're teaching people skills that's moving in the same direction. And that is to create a better community and not just the kids, because kids grow up to be adults.
Hmm.
And that is why I love working with kids. But you mold them and you mold them into a community so that these children doesn't have to suffer the same um, uh, type of path that they were set onto, you know.
Hmm.
So yeah, I love what Adele does. I love what so many of us do in the community. And really we coming um, from generational abuse. So
Hmm.
why can't we create a better generation and stop calling it generational abuse?
Hmm.
Why can't we do generational empowerment rather than use terms like abuse? You know, and that's another thing. We need to stop using terms like weak, fail. You know,
Mm.
rather use terms such as um, no, we don't. You didn't fail at that. You were challenged. So how are you going to now rise? What is your mind saying to you? Observe the thing and look at it from a different perspective. If people say you failed, no, tell them. I'm challenged. Tomorrow is going to be a better day. So we have to speak positivity to them all the time. And we mustn't be caught off guard as an adult because children notice. They hear everything, they see everything, and when you think they don't know, they know more than what you think. Kids are amazing. That is, I found that with him. Like I said, I love working with him because of it. And sometimes we need to in groups of kids. There's always the leader,
Hmm.
you know, that one that makes decisions nie ons gaan nou pad toe, ons gaan nou loop. That's your leader. So why not focus on him and say, listen, jy broertjie, hoe gaan jy saam man? Gou vir jou iets vertel. Wil
Or
jy nie
exercise
daai
is
daai
energy better.
vir my
Mm.
nie? You know what I mean? At school, that's what I do at school. Stop saying, hey, you naughty. Stop doing that, you naughty. In psychology, we are taught about different personalities, right? So we as adults, we in a group now, there's always the joker in the group. You have the quiet one. You have the one, oh, auntie that's a spinnerbait. Um, so what do we do as human beings? We say, no, that's a joker. So what happens to that? You now have to produce a personality that's been given to you. And the
Mm.
same thing happens with kids. If you tell them every day, yeah, just don't, gaan uit my class uit, he is going to live up to it, you know? So start changing the vocabulary, initiate positivity. Don't use um, words that our predecessors has used and the old aunties and the myths and all of that. Just raise their intellectual level. And I'm telling you, those children will prove a thing or two to you. I
Mm.
promise you, I'm seeing it happening, you
So
know?
what you're saying, Nadia, is like forge your own path. But if you can go back, Adele, we only have
Yes.
about 5 minutes left. But if you can just respond to what Nadia was saying, because you work with so many children, and can you like
Yeah,
relate to what she's saying?
yeah, definitely. I definitely relate. I 100% agree with Nadia. The thing is, as you need to put that energy in 'n ander rigting, man. Like, as if he's the one who wat die vrag trek, do this for us today. That's
Mm.
what we basically do with them. We give them different
Yeah.
type of chores. And the simple thing is that if you ask a child, hoe gaan het? Is you alright? He immediately stop. Immediately. Because nobody asked him if he's okay. People, mense
Yeah.
aanvaar net, hy moet okay wees. As jy okay, dan kyk jy
Mm.
sometimes they look at you as jy mal, hoekom vra jy vir my sê ek okay? Of net 'n hug, net
Yeah.
want onze kinders, ons aanvaar onze kinders moet ook eens, our kids, some of our kids struggled at school. En dan
Yes.
is dit die kinders
Yes.
wat jou lawyers, jou doctors, jou professionals kan bekom. And normally they are good leaders if if the energy is directed in the right direction. So
Adele, I'm guilty of that. I'm guilty of that. Eh? When my school buddies see me, they say to me, "No, this is not the same person. Those kids are giving you the problems you gave the teachers." And at 50, I started studying again. You know,
mm,
so we shape leaders, man. We shape
yeah, true.
them.
And
You
you know
know.
one thing, and one things I have implanted it all the years that I'm working with kids is don't lie to me. They will tell me the
Mm,
truth. They
mm,
do you see I lie to
mm.
you? Do you see I swear to you? It's basically they just need that love, man. And somehow parents is te besig om skrap te wil kollek om vanaand 'n bod kos te
Oh
maak of hulle
yeah,
is te
yeah.
besig om op die skarrelbaan te
Yeah,
wees. Ons maand het gesit,
yeah,
man. They kom van die week af, hulle is
yeah,
moegetjie. Elkeen het 'n tipe chore gekry om te doen. That's how they kept us inside. So we need to go back
yeah,
to the basics. And like I told you, Nadia, when we met, I said one of my things that I want to achieve this year is still to do a house visit to all those 152 homes. I want to go there. I want to sit there. Even if they
yeah,
give me some tea of a koppie wat se oor gebreek is, it's fine. Julle lewe so. I
yeah,
need to understand.
Mm.
I need to
yes,
understand back what
yes,
is happening back at the ranch to can
Mm.
work with your child.
Mm.
So it's just not
yeah,
about seeing them at the center, but seeing how they live because we also partners with the shark spotters. Our kids doesn't know nature. Our
yeah,
kids doesn't know how
yeah,
to swim. Ons gaat water toe spring gewoon in die water, maar besef jy die gevaar in water gaan my intrekkie. You know,
Mm.
like
yeah,
last week when it was
yes,
a little bit
yes.
rainy day, we had a cinema day. Oh my gosh, Ilame Nadia. Die kinders weet jy wat se byskopie?
Hi.
Shame, man.
Hi,
And they
man.
must have
We
been, they,
ons het popcorn geskiet, ons skiet popcorn, we do, hulle sit en kyk, really, can this be the movie? Maar nou is het maar nou net 'n
shame.
projector iets in die muur, as maar net 'n
Hi,
Oh,
projector in die muur and
man.
whatever. So, like I said, there's lots and lots still to do. There's lots that we still need
Yes,
at the end. We need a lot of
yes,
containers. That's still what we need. We need furniture. We need food. Our food we get by somebody that we collect and pick up every day. We need a security hut for securities at the gate. We need a social worker, permanent social worker on board. But I am busy with the universities and the colleges to ask their fifth year students. We've been promising computers, so we're still in waiting We need solar panels. We need a Wi-Fi, especially improve Wi-Fi where the whole community can make use of it. Kids can, when there's
Mm,
trouble, they can phone SAPs. They
mm,
can, that type of thing. So,
mm.
but through the grace and through persevering and showing the world out there, we're ready, and we want to make stern leaders. We want to make professionals will
Yeah,
come from RAD. Our doctors, our
yes,
lawyers. People must
yeah.
say when we didn't have anything at each home, we went to RAD. When our lights were cut, there was nothing. I couldn't do my homework. I did it during the day at RAD. When I had my matrikel
Mm.
and ek was 'n bietjie skaam om my kinders en mense om my lewe, RAD opened up their doors. So that's basically what we want to give back to the community and say something good can come out of Lavender Hill. Or to keep the lavender in Lavender Hill. That's why Lavender Hill's full of
Hey, and
lavender.
that applies to
Yeah,
Elsa's Rivers
yeah.
too. Thank you so much for joining. We have less than 30 seconds. Nadia, do you have any last words in the last 30 seconds?
I just want to say, keep on going, Adele, and
Thank you,
don't
Nadia.
stop. Don't stop.
Thank you so
You're doing
much for joining
amazing
us.
work.
Now can I give our WhatsApp number if people want to
Yes,
send
quickly,
us
quickly.
something? I don't know. Our WhatsApp number is 067 213 3995, and our Facebook is Rise Above Development.
Anybody
Thank you.
wants to go to the Facebook page or donate, please contact on that number. I will repeat the number in the show